right, Pops and Gang. So this is what I think our plan should be for the Warlord Missile. I want to point out first that when you look at who we're attacking capital G, capital T, go to. So I want to point that out because they're being a little tricky right now. And on 1285, they are positioned up here in the corner. So again, we're attacking capital G, capital T, go to, not capital G, capital U. So my suggestion is going to be, Pops, you wait to port into their server until like 2 minutes before the battle starts. And you're not going to want to come to their hive because that's going to make it too easy for them to attack you, right? So you're going to want to find somewhere else. And that's what everybody on the internet is also saying. And I just happened to pick a place right here because there's an advantage about being against one of these map features that you can't port against. So I think we find a place like this one. This particular location is far enough away from most hives to where somebody just looking at the map isn't going to see you. I thought about going right here, which is pretty darn close to where it would hit. But there's this alliance right here that, you know, it wouldn't take much for them to pan around and find you. So I think this particular spot is far enough away from most alliances. That's a puny alliance. They're not going to be looking around. These guys are going to be doing their own thing over there. So I'll share these coordinates in R4 or R5 chat, but I think this is a good spot to go. So I would drop in here 2 minutes before. I would probably have a group of 5 folks, if we can find volunteers, to go with you, to garrison you, just for precaution's sake, even though you're probably strong enough. And they come with you, they surround you. You start the launch of the nuke as soon as you're able to. And I would pick an area on the map that the corner of the nuke will hit the furnace, because you can damage the furnace with the nuke. And so I'd probably pick a swath like this right here for your nuke to hit. That'll start a countdown. So as soon as you launch the nuke, as soon as you start the launch process, it's going to put an announcement in world chat. So we need to tell our alliance that as soon as the battle starts, that they need to flood world chat with just random messages like we used to do in season 1. That'll make it harder for them to find your location, because that announcement is your location of where you're launching from. So I would say we do that. Then you're going to sit here for 3 minutes as the countdown goes. And hopefully our launch is successful, because that means you did not get ashed. And again, your base essentially becomes the launch site. You become the nuke. And then as soon as that completes and the launch goes off without a hitch, what I would do is totally up to you. Our bigs could then go teleport directly into the mud that it creates. And keep in mind, anybody in the mud can be attacked. So I'm sure they might have some bigs that try to hang out in here. Our bigs, if we come into the mud, we have the potential for being attacked. But honestly, that's the best place to go, because then you could just have direct access to the furnace with all of your squad marches. And then we're off to the races. And we'll see how our first Soil War goes.